Hey y'all, it is Crafty Hope and good to see y'all. I am here working in my little transitions journal that I made in a free class from Robin Marie Smith. I'll put a link below to that. It's a fun little interesting way to make a journal, and so if you want to make a junk journal like this, I recommend you go check that one out. All right, so I am starting this journal by gluing down some ephemera. I had ordered some things from, and I showed it at the beginning, from Nina Fickett, and she sent a little pack of different kinds of book pages and ephemera and stuff like that in it. And so I thought, hey, I'm gonna not push this off to the side. I'm gonna go ahead and use these pieces of paper that she sent me. So that's what I'm using, along with a couple of pieces of scrapbook paper you'll see up there with the flower designs. I thought that the purple and blues that were on that scrapbook paper went really well with the purples and blues that were actually on the junk journal pages in there. So that is, yeah, I'm using those things, and I'm just using my Oohoo glue stick to glue those down. And I have a confession to make while we're at it. I made this page. I don't really like it all that much. I mean, it's fine. There are elements I really like, and that's why I'm sharing it with you, is because I wanted to show you that you can. I don't know. It's a very overwhelming, messy page, but that was kind of what I was trying to do, if that makes sense. You'll see, if you saw the little picture at the beginning, you'll see that the background of this page is crazy messy, but then the focal of it is a single stamped image in white that I kept it white and wanted everything else kind of dark and messy and grungy, so that that kind of stood out as the thing that made sense in all of the chaos. So you see there, I finally finished with all of my collaging there. Excuse me. I decided to throw down a little bit of masking tape because I had just picked up that big roll of masking tape at Tractor Supply. Pat and I had gone in there one day, and I saw they had that big thing of masking tape on clearance for like $1.25. So I was like, buy me some masking tape. So yeah, I got that. You never know what you're gonna find at a store like that. I have picked up some interesting things at Tractor Supply, besides chicken feed. So here I used a Stabilo Woody in black just to scribble on there, and then I'm wetting it up real good, and then I'm going to come in with a Marabou art crayon in black. Yeah, it's a little bit creamier than the Stabilos, and I just want to bleed. Like I said, I wanted this background to be crazy, messy, chaotic, because I knew well, I think I knew. Maybe I knew. I can't remember. I had a good idea, I think, that I was going to come in with just a white image, but I didn't know what image. So, yeah, most of my art journaling is completely unplanned. So, I um I go with the flow. That's what I like about it. I make jewelry for that's what I do. That's my main art, and I do art journaling for fun, as my kind of like release and way to be messy, because jewelry, you don't really get to be messy. You've got to be a little more precise with it. So this is kind of my throw everything at a page and see what happens. And I did that on this page so much. So here I threw a little gesso at it. I don't know what happened there. I don't know if some of the masking tape came off, or there may have been a hole in that page, and so I just stuck a piece of masking tape over it. That's pretty sure that's what happened there. So I put down a little bit of that gesso, really just to kind of make everything a little more cohesive. It's just as kind of the glue that holds everything together visually, I think, sometimes. So I decided I needed a bit of brightening up, so I grabbed, this was already on my desk for something else, this yellow floss. So I am separating it, and I think I tend to just do 3 strands and 3 strands. So I think that's all I did. So you're getting to see me separate these strands, and then I'm going to, as quick as I can, thread this needle. I like to use big eye needles, so it doesn't take me as long to thread them, because it's, at my age, it's getting harder to thread a needle. I never thought I'd say that. Oh, what am I, a grandma? I'm not. I'm not. And there's nothing wrong with being a grandma, but I guess I shouldn't say that. So I have this threaded, and I tied 3 knots in it. I don't know why, that just felt right. And where all of that white is up there in that right corner, I kind of wanted to start adding the texture and visual interest up there because I knew it would be visible. Looking back at this page now, I think I kept that too white, especially since I came in with that stark white uh, stamped image that I'm going to use as my focal. So, and here you'll see I think I did it a minute ago where I knew where I wanted to, yeah, here I'm poking a hole from the front because I knew where I wanted my next line to go, so I'd go around backs and be able to pull it through. So I think I only make about 5 of these X's. These are just big cross stitch X's, I guess. They're not really cross stitch, but they're just some big X's that are on here that I think work out fine. And I was trying to figure out there, yeah, I wanted to keep an even number. I wanted to keep an odd number, and so and there I tore another hole. So I took another piece of masking tape to seal it, y'all. It works. Why not? Again, this is supposed to be messy and fun and just a stress reliever for me to take some of that creative energy that I keep bottled up that doesn't get to come out in other ways and just play. This is all about play for me, so that's what I'm doing, and I'm glad that you are here to watch. So I've flipped over to the back, and I'm just going to, I don't know, tie some knots as best I can. It's whatever, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to trim this, and then I'm going to take some more of my Tractor Supply masking tape and stick that down over the back of that. And then I've got automatic texture for when I go to work on that page there. So all right, so I've got that down, and sticking down some more of the little bits of tape to cover up my holes. Why not? And I'm looking for a yellow. I wanted to bring yellow into the rest of the page, so I grabbed that as a Colorix crayon. It's kind of like a gelato, just a creamy 3-in-1 crayon. And then I think is that the only one I use? Feels like I used, there's another one. Well, I was trying to find the right one, and I guess that's another Woody that I'm coming in, just trying to get a couple of other shades of yellow. I couldn't find one that matched that mustardy yellow of the embroidery floss perfectly, so I thought, I'll just put 2 down, and then we'll have 3 different colors of yellow. It'll be fine. So that's what I did, and I had picked out this stamped image of a butterfly, and I don't know, yeah, what stamp that is. I have several pages of stamped images that I did one day just so that I could real quick have focals, and so when I sometimes want just a single simple stamped image, I can flip to that rather than sorting through all my stamps to find a stamp to use. And I just stamped it onto this like sketchbook pad with some StazOn ink so that no matter what I throw at it, it's not going to bleed or anything like that. And I am taking my time here apparently to fussy cut this butterfly out, and then I'm going to decide that it would be really cool if I used that other strand of embroidery floss that I had to kind of back this butterfly and give it a lift. So I'm studying this way too long. Why didn't I cut this out, y'all? I don't know. Um, yeah, so I'm taking all of that. I'm taking what was in the needle, I'm taking that part that I pulled apart, and that is all going to go behind my butterfly here. And to stick it down, I'm just going to use my Uhu glue stick. So I'm putting some glue just straight on my page, throwing that floss kind of down messily, and then I'm going to use my Uhu glue stick on the back of my butterfly. Nothing fancy at all about any of this. Like I said, this is one of those pages that I just kind of threw everything at it, and fortunately it kind of worked. So I'm going to come in with some more of that black Stabilo Woody, And see that there, it was too bright. I kept looking at my viewfinder of my camera for areas that were too white. Like I said, I didn't want anything to be too white. So I'm going to come in here in a little bit and add more Stabilo Woody and mostly just my Stabilo All Pencil, my Marks All Pencil, to darken up a few areas so that the butterfly pops and is that bright white on the page. So I've got my Stabilo marks all in black here, and I'm going to go around. You saw I stuck down, it's a clear sticker that says Inspire, and I really wanted that to show. So I stuck it down before I darken all those other pieces so that I can go around it with my Stabilo and it'll pop just a little bit. And it really does work to kind of give it that, I don't know, that outer shadow. I guess those are the words. And then I'm going to go in here and I think mostly alternate between adding Stabilo and water and drying it. Oh no, I forgot. This is, again, I threw everything at this page. This is a Posca paint pen in yellow. And I decided, you know, why not? I'm going to add some more yellow. So I am just putting dots, like lines of dots over there inside some of those like stenciled circles that were already on that page on the right. And after a while, I'm going to realize I don't have any of those. Well, maybe I'm going to do it. I thought it was after a while. I'm hesitating. Yeah, I guess I changed my mind here about putting the dots. I'm going to come back in a minute and put some dots on that left side of the page so they feel a tad more cohesive. I do wish that I had, looking at this, a little more of that orangey quinacridone color that's on that left over on the right, but that's okay. So I'm still trying to draw these two pages together, and I lost some of my purples and my blues on here, so I decided I would just stamp them on. So I've got one of my hand carved stamps. This is a Dollar Tree eraser that I just took. It was already round, and I just took some little divots out of it in a circular pattern, and yeah, that's what I'm using. So I stamped it down, and that was, Seedless Preserves is what I believe that was. And then I'm coming in with peacock feathers for that teal blue, and I'm gonna do also stamp that. First, I'm trying to make sure I got all of the Seedless Preserves off of that stamp because I don't want to cross-contaminate, I guess is the best word, the colors on that. So, and I'm going to, yeah, go a little crazy with this. I went way too crazy with it. So here's where I start looking at it and deciding that, yeah, like right there, I needed to darken it up, and I'm going to get my Stabilo and darken a couple spots, and I'm going to get that Posca paint pen here a second and make some dot. Here we go. There we go. I'm gonna make some dots on that left side. Just again, it's just lines of dots that and kind of a curved pattern like the circles. And so I wanted, you know, as my mark making element for that to be in there. And now I feel like y'all, I'm just blabbering and y'all can see what I'm doing. I'm gonna show you some detail shots at the end of this video so that you get a closer look at some of the things I did. And if you do have questions about any of it, feel free to ask me below in the comments. I am happy to see your comments. I want to know what you think, how you feel about this. I'm telling you all this stuff, and I'd love some feedback. So I am just about done fiddling with this thing. I've thrown everything at it, and I'm getting tired of it. So I'm going to finish it up and move on. Make sure you give me a thumbs up if you like this, and hit that subscribe button, yo. All right, y'all. Keep on crafting on. Bye.